Hello, this is Alicia, and I'm coming to you with my week 19 update from vertical sleeve gastrectomy surgery, which I had on January 29th, 2014 at the Ohio State University Medical Center. So my numbers this week, week 17, I was at 283.9. Week 18, I was at 281.3. And this week, I was at 276.1. So I had like a 5-pound weight loss this week, and that I haven't had that since early. Well, I'm still fairly early, but it's been a few months since I've had a 5-pound weight loss. So I'm happy about that. Don't really know why that is, but you know, I'll take it, and hopefully it doesn't kind of disrupt my normal routine, which has become 2 to 3 pounds a week. So I hope I can just continue on progressing like I have been. So that is a total weight loss since surgery of 86.9, and I'm sorry, a total weight loss of 86.9 and weight loss in surgery of 62 pounds. So that's not too bad for 19 weeks. My family is actually coming to visit me, coming to Ohio to spend the week. My brothers, nieces, nephews, that kind of thing. At the end of July. And I think I've mentioned before that I have not told them that I had weight loss surgery. So I'm hoping that I can get to 100-pound loss by then. So I have maybe 6-ish weeks to lose like 14 pounds. So it'll be tight based on my past history, but hopefully I can get there. So I had an NSV this week, and hold on just a second. I'm running out of power. Well, my cord won't reach. Oh well. Hopefully I won't run out of power. This is all the more reason for me to make this quick. I had an NSV this week, which was I went shopping at a regular clothing store. Now, granted, I bought the biggest size they had, but I still was able to buy things at Old Navy. I'm trying to keep my costs low, so I just bought a few tops and cardigans and whatnot. But that made me feel good, because the only thing that I've ever bought at Old Navy, and I know Old Navy has like a plus size section or whatever, which I think you can do online. I don't know that all their stores have plus sizes. But the only thing that I've ever gone into the Old Navy store or bought from Old Navy has been flip-flops. So that was a nice feeling to be able to do that, even if it was at the highest end in terms of the sizes that they had available. You know, a few weeks ago, I had talked about my exercise routine. It's probably a month or two ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, where I talked about my exercise routine, and I was trying to do some jogging, and I thought, it's too high impact right now. I don't think I should. Well, in the past week, I decided to try jogging again, and the first time I tried it, I was able to jog straight for 5 minutes, which is a huge accomplishment for me, given that the longest I could go before was 1.5 minutes. I think I maybe got up to 2 minutes. And today I jogged on the treadmill for a half mile. I went for 2 miles, and I jogged for half a mile, and then the rest of the time I jogged 2 minutes for every 2 minutes of walking. So I was a little surprised at myself that I was able to accomplish that. So I'm gonna have to get myself a pat on the back for that one. And then, you know, I'm just kind of all over the place, but I'm running out of time as far as my battery is concerned, so I'm just trying to get it all in. I had a weird thing happen yesterday that I kind of hate myself for not saying something about it, but I just kind of let it ride. I went to a new doctor yesterday, a gynecologist. My personal doctor has moved away. So I went to this person who was highly recommended. Couldn't get in to see him. That was the first sign, because normally I always go to female doctors. But couldn't get to see him until like October. But he had a last minute opening, so I was able to get in yesterday. And I go in to see him, and he's like, wow, you've lost a lot of weight since the last time we saw you. And I said, yeah, I've had weight loss surgery. And he said, oh, yeah, I know, I see that in your chart. And he said, about how many calories are you up to a day? And I said, oh, I have about 1,000 calories, sometimes less than that. But on average, I'm trying to hit about 1,000 calories a day. And he said, in this tone, and you couldn't do that on your own? And I thought, are you really saying this to me right now? So I just said, no, I wasn't. And he asked me what made me decide to go for the surgery and all that kind of stuff. And I said, a big part of it was turning 40 and realizing that I was still, at a place, where I wasn't able to accomplish having the weight off. And it's funny, I said, to give you an example of how difficult it has been for me in the past in terms of maintaining a healthy regimen and realizing that I needed some help with that was, the liver shrink diet and the fact that I was on 1,000 calories or less a day. And I was on that diet for 3 weeks, and I was hungry the entire time. And it was such a struggle for me. And, it was just really difficult. And he said, yeah, and that's what it's going to be. And I just thought, you're an asshole. But I didn't say anything. I didn't say, he wasn't encouraging to me or anything. And I just thought, I don't know if I want this guy as my doctor. Now, he knew his stuff. He knew what he was talking about. But I think more than that I just allowed myself to be diminished, I kind of feel like, in that way. I think he had the attitude of, I felt like I was being judged. And that's not the way that you want to feel at your doctor's office. In the end, he told me, keep up the good work. You're on the right track. Oh, I have to say something else about this. He said, I talked about, adopting a healthy lifestyle, and, I'm really working hard, and I'm trying to change my habit and change my life. And I know that right now it's a little bit easier for me to lose weight, but I'm not going to be able to maintain it. And when I told him, oh yeah, and I'm working out consistently, he said, yeah, when I was in medical school, everybody around me, and I said, I have the best intentions, and I'm going to be successful. And he said, well, when I was in medical school, everybody around me had good intentions, but, there were very few of us that made it till the end. Everybody said they were going to study. And I thought, why are you being so negative to me right now? But anyway, I think the thing that bothers me the most about that is that I didn't stand up for myself. I didn't say, basically, this is a personal journey for me. If you have your own judgment about it, I'd appreciate you keep it to yourself, or anything like that. I didn't say anything. I just took it. So I'm not really proud of myself for that. But, I think the thing about it, though, is that now I recognize that I should have stood up for myself. Whereas before, I don't think I would have even acknowledged that. I probably would have been like, oh, well, I deserve to be spoken to that way. Whether that's a victory, I don't really know, because ultimately I didn't say anything. But at least I recognize that I probably wasn't being treated with the level of consideration that I deserved. I don't know. Anyway, one other positive thing that has come out of this as well is, one of the people at work who reports to me, he had been talking about, he's actually the one that kind of got me on the fitness kick and recommended the fitness program that I'm part of right now. And he talked to me about a friend of his that is super morbidly obese. And I said, well, people have to walk their own journey and walk their own path. And, he has to come to his own conclusion. He said, well, my friend has thought about it from time to time, but really hasn't been able to kind of take the next step. Would it be okay? Or would it be okay if I talk to him about you? And I said, absolutely. In fact, you can give him my contact information. And if he wants to talk to me further, I would be happy to tell him, you know, a little bit about my background and why I chose to do what I did and where I am right now and my feelings about it. So he gave me, he actually, I told him today, he asked me, do you want to call him or should he call you? And I said, well, why don't you let me call him? Give me his contact information. So I'm going to call him tonight and, you know, suggest that we meet up and just have a long conversation and just try to be an open book to see if I could help support him. I certainly know that if, you know, it certainly would have made a big impact on me had I had someone to talk to when I was contemplating whether or not to have surgery. So I feel like that's a positive thing, and this is a person that's really open to learning as much as he can, and I want to help him in any way that I can. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to that. You know, I'll keep you posted as far as how the conversation went. But anyway, like I said, I'm all over the place. It's just kind of updates as far as what's been going on with me for the last couple of weeks. And that's really... Oh, I also forgot to say that I did the 5K. So did the 5K. I felt really good. I mean, I had done 5Ks, the equivalent of a 5K on the treadmill several times anyway. But what I really felt good about, because there were a group of 4 of us, and I started out walking, and you know, there's one friend that is much more in shape than the rest of us, and then there's, you know, one friend that's probably in average condition, maybe a little bit out of shape, and then one that's more out of shape. So initially we started walking, and I'm like, y'all are walking too slow for me. I gotta go. So unfortunately, the friend that was in shape, we kind of paired up, and then the other 2 were behind us. But I just felt good about that because I was leading the pack in our group of friends. Now, the friend that's in shape, you know, I am huffing and puffing and walking up hills and whatnot, and he's walking around like it's a stroll in the park. So, you know, he was kind of staying behind for me, but I did feel good about the fact that I still continued to push myself. I didn't stay behind with the others. I moved forward, and that was good. So, you know, this group of friends, we're looking for other things now to get involved in. And so I suggested recently that we go on like a kayaking or canoeing trip. And they were all for it. So I'm going to organize that, and I'm really looking forward to it. And we're looking at trying to do a 5K every month. So I feel good about the influence that I'm having on other people. So, you know, just trying to make activity part of my life. Do I love exercise? No, I do not like it. Do I like the feeling that I have when I accomplish certain things? Absolutely. So I want to just keep pushing myself and keep trying to raise the bar for myself so that at a certain point it just becomes something that I'm driven to do, that I feel bad when I don't do it. So I'm getting there little by little by little, inching there. So that's really it for me this week. Thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.